Episode 8. Well, that did not go very well at all, by anybody's standards. Lavinia paid for her folly with her life. Unfortunately, Vargas did not survive either. The chalice was returned and the party was very, very lucky to only lose 2 characters last week. This episode, we explore the aftermath of that fight and return to the keep to lick our wounds.
Don't talk about the baby room. Sore subject.
Have you had time to ruminate on your decisions, Pete?
My decisions? It was all Lavinia, mate.
That's fair. That's fair.
You add Lavinia to the board. Yeah, awesome.
Lovelorn Lavinia, eaten by evil tree bait while attempting to steal the shiny chalice.
Yeah, so this place has already taken more lives than Stonehill. For all you're complaining about Stonehill.
Just like to take some healing potions before we get back on the road, just in case anything should happen.
There isn't a road.
Not where we're going.
You won't need them. Well, ideally there would be though, so it's sort of the opposite. Oh, the yellow stuff's turned my camera.
No, it's just
it's warmed up. Yeah, there is a happening.
Stephen King's The Happening.
Because we've all been beaten up quite badly. Might be an idea to head back out. How much loot have we got from this trip?
800 silver, something like that.
Angry's carrying 750 silver pieces.
Yeah, I think that's it.
5, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's not even 100 each.
Yeah, but it will be. Like, we know what we got to do now.
What, kill someone?
Can we? Yeah,
Like,
can we?
What is it you think you have to do now?
I was just wondering.
I'm really worried now. What it is? Why is everything always about killing with you people?
Oh yeah, I suggested exploring the carpet as well.
Carpet.
Yeah.
Okay.
See if we can move it and have it as a teleport, or whether it's the floor underneath it that makes you teleport.
So you hear some footsteps approaching from the corridor to the south.
Should we go?
It's a patter of tiny feet.
Babies.
This way. This way.
Probably
Yeah.
time to...
The south, where the skull carvings are on the door.
Yes.
Here we go.
And let's
Yeah.
start making our way, because we don't want to counter anything right now. Someone grab Clive.
Yeah, got it.
And we'll assume Frankie's going to come with us.
Run, there's a baby.
Oh God.
Isn't there a Simpsons where it's like Mr. Burns, it's after he gets shot by Maggie, and he's like,
It's
oh,
just a baby.
get it away.
Kill it. That's you guys. Cool. So you're all headed off.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So who's last out of the room?
Roll.
Looks like it. Yeah.
Wow.
He's not here.
He's not here, so that's not gonna be it. That's not gonna be fun. Oh, bugger. I moved my map
It
again.
would normally be Ball, but Ball carried Clive, so he's probably not in his usual position.
And then I'll go last.
Yeah, it seems likely.
So as you're leaving, you glance over your shoulder and you see some gnomes, like the ones that you fought, the kind of the nature gnomes, if you will, the ones that worship the stump.
Yeah.
Are the ones we shut in the cupboard and left?
The ones that you, the ones that you killed a bunch of them, and they killed a bunch of you, and then they locked themselves away. So anyway, you see 4 of them coming out of this southern corridor, carrying an unconscious gnome over their shoulders.
You can have a glare off.
The unconscious gnome is not dressed in the same manner as the others. It's like some kind of surface gnome or something. But yeah, they don't really pay any attention to you, so it's really up to you if you want to interact with them or just leave them be.
I mean, as a party, we're not really in any fit state to be interacting with anyone, are we?
Probably not. It's a tempting one, though.
Why that gnome was dressed differently?
Yeah,
Why
what are you doing?
it? Have they kidnapped it or something?
It kind of looks like that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think we can just assume that something like that has happened and we know that information. And
Watch where they go, maybe. They seem to be... What's down that way? Nothing interesting.
So they're a bit more wary now that you're showing interest in them.
Angry.
Glancing over their
Move a bit
shoulders.
closer.
But they just continue on their
What are
way.
you doing?
Ooh.
You guys, you lot.
God, angry.
They pause, and then one of them says, "He must be brought to the great stump.
Does he have
it's going to get
voice in the matter?
He must be judged.
For what?
Only the great stump knows."
The great stump. Are you going to murder him for the great stump, are you?
Murder? We're not going to murder anyone.
Like you did our companions.
This one will be judged by the great stump.
Like you did our companions.
I think Varison's going to try and sort of grab Angry and try and get him to calm down.
They carefully put the gnome down and then kind of begin to fan out a little.
I'm just laughing at Angry taking the high ground here.
Yeah.
I think Link's going to grab one arm and Varison's going to grab the other. Try and pull Angry away. Try and talk some sense into him. Come on, Angry. Fight for another time.
No.
They're not worth it, Angry.
We'll be back.
And this
I think
time,
one of the gnomes is like, "Ooh," and then they all laugh.
He just breaks and starts running. Fine.
Let's
fine.
go. Let's go, or our friends' falling will be in vain.
Jesus.
What?
What's he doing? Has he got loose?
It's like the thing with the printer.
You feeling all right, Bob?
Yeah, like an office space.
Yeah.
Fine.
I guess. Right, you're gonna do right.
He's
So they
not-
get
He's
kept.
not
They
happy.
pick up the unconscious surface gnome, and they head off to the east.
If they picked off an unconscious surface name, that might well mean that there's some other names nearby that we can try and find. Maybe they'll offer some reward if there's to just do something about the names in here.
We don't really know what the stump does. Didn't we assume it changes people
No,
into gnomes?
but all we know so far is they take people in there and then they slice their throat. Right. I guess we carry on then.
Carry on.
Okay, so you're heading back out. Dice don't want you to. Dice says no.
Really?
Who's leading the party into the... Oh, so you're going to go through this room with the mirrors and the statue of the hunter. Does that interest anybody?
What did we do before?
You walked past. All of you walked straight past without interacting with anything in the room whatsoever and just left. Literally nothing.
I think that's one for later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once we're actually in some kind of fighting state.
Yeah. How many health potions does it take to get Neil to full strength then? Was it like a fortune?
We'll assume you
on
roll
what-
average of 2.5 per d4, I guess.
So it takes like 10 or something. It's just there for an hour.
Yeah.
It's
He's
like-
gonna be getting drunk healing potions these days.
Chugging them down and then just like vomiting like halfway through and like trying to horse more in and just like I can't drink anymore.
Lying around in this sea of bottles. They come from the supply and they're infinite.
Yeah.
I guess they're not infinite.
No, I don't have enough supply to get him back to full health, that's for sure.
Right. Okay. Might as well just go.
Back to the keep where Fancy can't look at a piece of bread.
Going to be on the strict diet going back.
So
Atkins time.
on the way out, over here, you encounter a person skulking in the shadows. So I mean, I don't know. You can just pretend all your tokens are over there. It doesn't really matter.
Well,
So I think on the way around, because I think what I was doing before is I thought it'd be useful for Link to be near the front, and then like someone like Neil can kind of hold up the rear essentially, so we're covered. So I think he's probably going to be out front. We encounter this person. So what do they look like? Anyway, they're just a human.
Yeah, so you're a little ways off, and then you just catch them in the very edge of your torchlight, and you see like a humanoid.
are they hiding or are they?
Yeah, he's just kind of peeking around the shadows. He's wearing you see he's wearing like a blue robe and like a big pointy hat. And he says, you can hear him mumbling that he's late. Oh, I'm incredibly late. I've got to hurry. Who are these people now? I need to get, man, just mumbling under his breath.
We're going to talk to him then.
So he doesn't really doesn't look like he's trying to talk to you. He's sort of like doubling back when he sees you, and he's like, "Oh man, this is going to make me even later. I'm going to be this is such an inconvenience." And then he starts to head back down the tunnel out of sight.
Oh, wait, hello, sir. How can we help you?
It's like, just get out of my way. I'm going to be late.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Where do you need to go to?
I have to collect something.
Is there any way we can help?
He's like, sort of looks all warily at you.
Anything we can help you with?
Yes, out of my way.
Where do you need to go?
To collect something. We've been over this. You're just wasting time. I've got to hurry.
Okay, right, let's go. We can help you if you want.
I assure you, I do not need any assistance other than for you to get out of my way.
Right, so how do I get out of your way? Where do you need me to go?
He's like gone over to the ladder. He's like, I'll wait outside.
Is this bit lit up at all?
It's like a ray of sunlight coming down the kind of hole in the ceiling, sort of illuminating him. So he's like he's in a spotlight, and you're partly lit just by the fringes of the torchlight in your party corridor.
It's had a moment of, wait, where's Vargas? Oh,
Oh no!
Oh,
Oh no!
really do with some light here. Oh,
ow.
That was the only thing he was good for.
the only thing he really did. Melting armor.
Get him off. Yeah, so he's begun climbing up the ladder.
All right. Well, let's follow him.
Yeah, I think Link's going to sort of usher the party along. Let's go.
Okay, so it's like, remember, there's this huge kind of ladder up to the surface. When you get up there, you don't initially see any sign of the guy. So you're stood outside the great oak in a clearing. If you remember, the canopy of the oak is such that it has a huge kind of clearing around it of other trees. And there's a tree line further off in the distance. But you don't see the blue robed figure anywhere.
We look sort of all around and like above us as well, and sort of. Is there any other animals or anything else that could sort of like nearby that we can see? Any other creatures?
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing out of the ordinary. Just kind of like birds and things, woodland creatures, small sort of mammals and birds and things. Nothing like. I mean, what are you looking for in particular? Anything in particular?
I guess anything that looked like it was sort of had sort of come from where we are, was travelling away from us. I don't know, like a rabbit or like a something like that. I'm just
Oh, right,
thinking
that's
about. I'm thinking about it like if he'd have turned into something and then tried to.
Yeah. So yeah, you do notice a rabbit rush sort of scurrying away from you as you emerge.
Does it look like we'd be able to get to it quickly and make sure it doesn't get out of sight?
It's running away from you, so I guess rabbits are pretty quick, so it's going to be tough.
Should we guard the entrance for a little bit?
Can we sort of see the what's the grass like? The grass like? Can we see where it's going and stuff like that? Is it sort of?
Yeah, I think there's not too much undergrowth because it's the tree is kind of blocking out a lot of the light, so it's it's deep in the middle of a forest, so there's not too much underfoot.
Okay, so I guess it's just a case of whether we can sort of see where it's going, if it's possible to.
Yeah, so you can see it's running off towards the tree line where the rest of the wood is, away from you and away from the great oak.
Okay. Has anyone got any? I guess we haven't got anyone with a sleep. Have we got anyone with a sleep spell or anything like that now?
Dave's character does, doesn't it?
Or isn't he the one who's asleep at the moment?
Indeed,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, he does have it.
That's how he got that way.
Yeah.
I knew there was something about him.
That's why we're
Any
carrying
idea?
him.
So no.
Yeah, I kind of imagine that Link is up the top and the rest of the party are still kind of making their way up. Because obviously someone's got to deal with Clive being unconscious and so forth. So Link has to be quick or else the rabbit will be gone.
Should some of us stay down here?
Indefinitely?
No.
Well, some of you are staying down here, aren't you?
Dark. Stay dark.
Like if Bull and Neil stay down here and then the others walk off sort of nonchalantly and see if the rabbit comes back.
So I think Link's going to sort of like try and I don't know, not catch up with it exactly, but like try and scurry up behind it and see whether he can see where it's going for a bit.
Okay, so Link runs after this rabbit into the trees.
So I think when it gets to like the trees or whatever, I think he's sort of made a little bit more sort of wary. I think, and is it possible for him to sort of see where it's going still?
Yeah, I think you begin to lose it between the trees because the trees are a bit thicker here.
Wary about going much farther without anybody else. So I've got to sort of return to the party for now.
Okay. As you return to the party, you notice a man in blue robes on the opposite side of the clearing, watching you through the trees and laughing to himself. But also kind of like wringing his hands because he's like waiting for you to get lost.
I'm not sure there's a lot I can do really other than attack him, which I don't want to do.
Yeah, when you notice him, he starts to retreat back into the woods a little.
Stealthy tree man.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting to know that he's here. I feel like we need to get back to the keep and it would be really cool if someone made a wizard or something. But we'll see. Don't know if anyone's made a wizard.
Oh yeah, we should actually roll some.
There's some new wizard rules. I think you missed it because you weren't in the WhatsApp. Based on like what Ben Dutta, the guy that wrote the rules, was saying, I've got like modified spell scroll rules now, which probably make mages a bit more like powerful, like a bit more appealing an option. There's a handout for it under the journal tab under equipment.
Under the journal tab, under
Or how
spell
I
scrolls?
learned to stop worrying.
Yeah, spell scrolls. Yeah, spell scrolls, or how I learned to stop worrying and love mages. Yeah.
yes.
But basically, scrolls are a single-use spell. This is only mages that can create and cast them. The basic idea is you can create a spell scroll in like downtime or somewhere outside the dungeon in advance, and make the roll at that time. And if there's a mishap, take the mishap at the time of creation of the scroll rather than at the time of use of the scroll.
Okay. And can you ritual to make that?
No. So you can't use a ritual to create it. It has to be cast into the scroll.
So there's going to be this room in the keep with just all of these explosions and stuff going on. Like, that's where we keep the wizards.
It'd be like leave your keys and your phone at the door, right? And any metal objects, just leave them in a bin, in the bin outside.
That's why wizards have towers, I imagine, right?
Yeah.
As far away from everybody else as possible.
That's true, actually. Yeah.
You can take the accidental lightning and use it to charge your phone and stuff.
Yeah.
Source of power.
That's it. So in order to create a spell scroll, you need to know the spell, obviously. But you can always use spells for spells you don't know. If you found one, you can just use it anyway. And then when you come to use it, if the spell doesn't kind of have a target, it just succeeds. But if it has a target, like you want to shoot someone with it, you have to make a check. But missing doesn't mean there's a mishap; it just means it misses. Okay.
Yeah, makes sense.
And even if you failed a spell roll and you can't cast any more level 1 spells, you can still use scrolls.
So any you successfully
makes sense.
created, you can still use.
Yeah, you can use those even if you fail a subsequent check. So if you go into the dungeon and you don't have a scroll, I don't know, you don't have a scroll for a spell, but you cast it, or you try to just risk it and cast a spell without a scroll and you fail, and now you can't cast any more spells, but you happen to have a scroll on you, you can still use that scroll.
Yep, makes sense.
And they basically cost money. They cost 1 supply for parchment and 2 supply per spell level, which technically we should be doing for all spells. Technically, it should be 2 supply per spell anyway, per spell level anyway. But I think everyone always forgets to do it.
We've got to focus. Just
No,
encompasses it.
because mages don't have a focus.
Don't they?
No, if you look at the equipment you start with, you don't start with one, and they don't really exist. Like I've kind of decided they don't exist. Like I've decided to, because it's like another tax on your resources, which I'm trying to make slightly more relevant in this game. So
yeah, I've always hated spell costs in 5e because it overcomplicates things. But
they're mad though, aren't they? They're like need a bit of wood, a sword, and a solid diamond.
Exactly. Yeah. So it doesn't have the specific requirements. It's all abstracted into because we got the supply mechanic. So it's part.
I think that makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
A unicorn feather.
A single strand of hair from a goblin that only lives on a specific mountain 3 months a year.
That's it. Yeah. So the upshot of it is a level 1 spell you can make a scroll for 30 silver or 3 supply, and a level 2 for 50, and so forth.
Fair enough. Okay, it's still quite expensive, but it's the reason why.
But it's guaranteed to succeed.
It's guaranteed to succeed. Yeah, it's good.
Anyway, so there's that. But I assume you're heading back to the keep then. Lost interest in the mysterious rope guy? No, is anyone staying up? No. What's the deal?
He might steal our shit. That's what I'm worried about. He might get some loot that we're supposed to get.
You think he's going to take out all the babies?
No. Where would
Probably
he be
more
going?
likely to be. Could be coming back to this sort of area where the carpet is. Where they had those things in jars. And then like the mirror and the all that kind of stuff, all the weird stuff that's in here. Someone's going to be doing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
They had those cages as well, didn't they? So it's like, what's going on with there's that whole thing about, was it slave something and wizard experiments? Slave, is it pens, does it say that? Wizard experiments, question mark.
That was from the rumour that you had, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the
rumour was
massacred for no reason.
Yeah, you just massacred them all. Yeah, that was. I don't really want to talk about that. That was dark. That kind of made me have a sad. What are you doing then? You're not heading back?
I guess.
Is it worth us trying?
I'm not forcing you to do anything. You can do whatever.
No.
I just want to know what it is you're doing.
Is it worth us trying to take one of these jars back, like this in this room here, and see if anyone at the keep knows anything about what it is? Like the little things that are in there, like the little people in the jars.
And if you want to go get one, take it back.
I guess. So yeah, I don't know if someone.
But I know both.
Someone with
both Fancy and Angry need to get back to the keep and just spend a few.
Oh, now Angry wants to get back. A minute ago, he's picking a fight.
It's raring to go.
You want to carry that guy?
With the gnomes that killed his friend? Yeah, of course he wanted to pick a fight. He's not called Angry for no reason.
For this guy, no, he doesn't make him angry.
Well, he hasn't attacked us.
No, you say that, but he is alive, so yeah.
And he hasn't presented any kind of threat to us whatsoever yet.
Yep. I like it.
I think maybe we'll leave it and we can just tell people about it.
So, what do you think, Rob? Do you want to leave, or do you want to do something about this blue robe mystery?
No, it looks like we're going. It's probably the sensible thing to do.
Yeah,
That's kind of wanted to stalk him.
There's no point trying to pick extra fights at the moment.
Okay.
We can come back. We can come back.
The gnomes is already a fight we're in the middle of, so that's not picking a fight.
Are we? I don't know.
Yeah, we got business to sort out with those gnomes at some point.
We didn't lose any party members to them, though.
We lost Moz. He was as good as a party member.
Who cares about Moz?
Maz, I remember Maz.
Moz was a great bullet shield, arrow shield.
He is a valued member of the party.
He always did what he was told and was always the first person to dive in when there was trouble.
So you journey back through the woods heading south, don't encounter any major crap ups, and reach the keep safe and sound. well, in no worse condition than when you left the oak, anyway.
Yeah.
Can't wait to spend all my money on buying back the armor and weapons that have been melted.
Oh yeah, I got to do the spreadsheet thing, haven't I?
Spreadsheeting.
How do we want to do the money with people who've lost their character? Are we going to say they get half the money? I suppose we do.
I think that's what you've always done before. Yeah. I think it's only really cost me before.
Don't you normally just split it between the living characters?
Yeah. So there's 10 living characters, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that will be 72 silver pieces per character. If you have 2 characters, then you get 145. There's like a rounding thing going on, so you get 145 silver per player. Okay. And I think the XP is the same now, right? As Moz died. So it's just like, that's the XP you get as well, right? So it's 72 per character. Oh yeah, there you go. Barely enough to survive on. So you guys need to figure out how many days you want to stay here and what the deal is with all of that.
45 SP per player. Is that that's half for me then, because Vargas died and lost.
You get 72
Sure.
silver and you get 72 XP for.
Cool. That's fine.
Remind me, Gareth, what's the deal with trust fund again? When can I get it out of there?
10%.
So
when can you draw it out?
You can pay into there and you deduct 10% when you pay it in.
Yeah.
You can never withdraw it, but when you create a new character, you can withdraw it to turn it into XP. So if you've got like 200 silver in the trust fund and you make a new character, they can start with 200 XP.
Cool.
But they can't begin with more XP than you've ever earned before naturally. So it can't go higher than your highest ever achieved XP, if that makes sense. Because we worked out otherwise, if you have 2 characters, you can pool all their money and then build like one super character, which was kind of not really in keeping with what we were going for.
Funny though.
It is funny. Imagine they were like actually a super character. Like
You pulled all your money together as a party to build one to buy like a god.
Yeah.
Just bought a god.
Right.
I don't mind about the stuff, but everything's. I just want some heavy armor. I just 750 silver. I don't have that money.
What's your dex? Because you can add your dex to light armor.
Sorry.
What's your dex on that character? Dexterity.
the modifier.
0.
Ah.
Yeah, because light armor, you can add the modifier onto your armor class. So if you have high dexterity, it's often better to wear light armor. You end up
Yeah,
with a
so
better armor class.
Varison's got light, and he's
Also, although I don't know if I've ever remembered to check before, if you have heavy armor, that's going to be a bit of a hindrance to being stealthy and various sort of things like that.
yeah. So Varison, yeah, I'm not talking about Varison though. So Link's basically the one who's had all of his stuff melted. So I just like trying to see what I can get back. Really,
Yeah, that was pretty disastrous.
is there any way I can fix my
Yeah.
war axe, Gareth? Have we decided what we're doing with that?
Oh, because it's a magic item. I need to think about that. How can you fix a magic weapon? What's the catch? I don't really like. I kind of want your ability to mean something, but I also don't want it to just be like, oh no, it just cripples all your magic items and makes the game suck. I haven't really thought about how to make that that work.
It kind of means that the magic items are kind of like almost like not single use, but like it has a finite life, doesn't it?
Yeah, when you think it'd be the other way around, it'd be like the family sword or something. Maybe you have to put it in the shop for a length of time. Like you take it to the wizard.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that like you'll have to pay somebody to fix it. You can't fix it yourself.
It'll take like a
maybe
week.
that makes sense. Maybe it takes some time. Kind of like that. Maybe it's like a couple of days per durability or something, like the same as an attribute damage thing. Tends to usually works out a couple of days per, doesn't it? Depending on how much you pay. Let's just say it costs 10 silver pieces per durability, and like a day per durability. Let's just say that for now. So like you'll just need it'll need to be worked on for a couple of days and cost 20 silver.
Okay, I think that would be sensible.
I don't want to go wild with it and just like make it too punitive for now.
Thanks.
That's like my provisional idea about it.
Cheers, thank you.
Yeah,
Maybe
I,
Does,
like with everything, I'll just change my mind later.
Then it'll be
Does-
too late.
does anybody who's rich, I don't know if anyone is rich, want to sub me for some heavy armor so that Link can be a brute again, especially because we've lost
Oh, God.
Lavinia.
I do have some savings.
yeah, I've got no
I can chip in.
How much is it? Is it like 500?
No, it's like 750. It's
Yeah.
really high, but it's AC 15 and Yeah,
I can't. Yeah, I ain't got that much.
I can split it 50-50, and then you can owe us the money
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. I'll definitely owe you money. I'm happy to.
with like 300% interest.
How much do you need? No, do you need 10% interest because that's kind of what it costs to put it in the bank.
I need to just
Oh,
do
yeah.
the calculations. I'll buy the other. Let me buy the other stuff first, and then I'll work out how much I'm short, if that's okay.
Okay.
I'll-
I'm thinking Fantasy's probably going to need about 3 days rest back in the keep to try.
Does anyone need more?
What's the one sec?
Because that'll get him back. It won't get him back to his full wisdom, but it'll get him back to a decent state of wisdom.
What is the Paragon thing?
Oh, right, yeah. So they're like prestige classes. They're like different classes you can select rather than the regular ones.
Gotcha.
But I think we said the requisite for that was that you needed to reach level 3 with a character of that race first.
Makes
and
sense.
Then it kind of, so it was like a prestige thing that once you'd done well as like an elf, you could unlock Elf Paragon and play an Elf Paragon. But it's sort of like supposed to be kind of like an embodiment of what it means to be an elf, almost like a folklore hero, like come to life, right? They're like,
Makes sense. Yeah, that's good. That's okay. So I can just ignore that, which is perfect.
so yeah, it probably won't come up for a while, but this is like a thing I threw in there at some point.
Oh, actually, hold on. This is not a.
I don't know if we've had any level 3 non-humans, have we?
Not else. I think the only 3 we've had are Fantasy, Lavinia, and Neil, aren't they? The only 3 level 3 characters.
Fancy's halfling, right? So
Yeah. Yeah, I
so
know
that means you could play halfling Paragon if you
yeah,
wanted.
I know my next character is going to be a halfling Paragon. And I'm quite eager to play that, but not so eager that I'm going to let my character die.
Have someone secretly killed.
It'd be interesting to play one. The halfling Paragon ones look quite fun.
Is it 10 silver per supply? Is that right?
Yes.
I think
That is written down in one of the handouts somewhere, I think, but I never know where. So yeah.
Do the normal class restrictions apply to ancestry elves?
Yeah, I think so.
So we've got either
What?
mage or a thief here, I think.
I don't know. I can't remember now. You said
No, sorry, it didn't. It said you could
Yeah.
be whatever you want if you're an ancestry.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, because it does.
If so, that's good. That makes
I
sense.
pinned the PDF.
Yeah, because the ancestry
it's in the
rolls
Origins
don't limit any of your stats to 13, do they?
Right. Okay. In which case, that's awesome. I will take that as gospel. Thank you
Yeah,
much.
you can be whatever. I think.
would be cool if we had another mage, but
Or
Can you
maybe
do
not.
any-
We'll find-
can
I
you do
don't
any
know.
swaps with the ancestry like humans?
No.
It would be
don't.
very powerful if I could. Very, very powerful.
They just have a different dice roll, so that instead of in the regular one where you get a 13 automatically for some stats and things like that, it just has different dice rolls. It has like roll 5, pick the middle 3 for some stats, and roll 4 and pick the best 3 for others and stuff like
I
that.
don't think you get a human ancestry, do you?
No, I didn't
No.
remember.
Because humans
No.
have their
Humans
ability
get-
already, don't they?
Yeah, the humans get to choose to swap a pair of abilities around. That's their skill. Cool. So we're staying here for 3 days. Everyone needs to pay for accommodation for that.
3 days.
Did anyone need to stay longer than 3 days?
Anyone
I think
saying
everybody has
you do?
PTSD from that last.
Everyone's going to just stay for 3 days and
Okay.
try and recover
Where's
the shock of the whole thing.
expensive?
Okay, so 120 silver spent. 40,
Oh, what happened with the armor, Matt?
10.
Just working it out now. Now we know what we're doing with timings and stuff.
How does an alchemical grenade work?
So now we'll have to figure that one out together.
Oh.
Oh, so it only gets 3 health.
What's Quicksilver for as well?
That's like mercury, isn't it?
Yeah. Are we gonna? Is it to make some thermometers out of? Or is it
I don't
like?
know.
Is it like leeches? Is it like doesn't actually kill you?
Mm.
I don't know. Leeches do serve a purpose, don't they? They like sterilize a wound or something. Maybe.
Okay, and since we've 3 days of being in the keep, Fancy's going to do 3 days of healing if anyone needs it as a ritual.
Sweet.
Yeah, I assume you'll all just be healed up.
So Fancy has suture then.
Yeah,
Awesome. Okay. In which case, is it? It's worth this new character not having suture than having something.
It-
One of the other ones.
depends. It might be a good idea for more than one person to have it.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have any wizards for the first scrolls outing. That's a shame.
Yeah. It depends what sort of cleric you want to build, really. What kind of zealot you want to build. Do you want it to be a
It would have been nice to have a powerful mage, but his magic skill is, his int's -1, so he's got to be zealot. Just thinking kind of rounds the spells out a bit more if we have something like, I think condemn's kind of shit. Turn Undead's pretty good.
I mean, as a zealot, there are 2 other ways you can go other than the healing.
That's true.
You get another one at level 2 anyway, don't you? So you can change your mind later on.
I mean,
What, a first level spell?
You can always change what spells you have for every time you go back to the keep, can't you?
Oh, can you? I didn't know that.
Wow. That's okay. If that's true, that's awesome.
I do that.
I've done some calculations.
I thought that was the thing, isn't it? Long rest, you can look at what spells you're using.
What were you thinking of Black Hack from the other day?
So while you're thinking about that, I could do with about 550 to get the heavy armor in total. That would be really useful if I could, because of the extra AC for getting in front of people. He's not got a dex modifier, so if I get light armor, it's 12, whereas if I get heavy, it's 15 for AC. So that'd be useful. I'm very happy to owe people and pay a bit extra if needs be. If anyone's able to provide some a loan or loans, it's like Dragon's Den. Maybe I need to sell it more. It's like Dragon's Den or something. It's like So so we've not got Lavinia anymore. So we've got Neil and stuff like that. So Link's now level 2. He's got strength of 2. And 13 HP, stuff like that. So happy to be up the front a little bit. I'm buying him a shield back again. He's got his magic war axe, so if he can have some heavy armor, then that'd be awesome, because then it means that he can be one of the characters out front, just kind of.
So if I invest my money, my children's inheritance, when do I see a return?
As soon as I have the money back, as soon as we've earned the money back, you'll be the first person that I pay.
What's your forecast for the next?
I'll do a Scottish voice.
I expect our next trip to be bountiful, right?
What, a 2,000 silver coin chalice?
I'll give you a 2,000 coin chalice for 20% of the business.
Yeah, that's it. In all seriousness, I will pay you back, and I think and Varison would be happy to give up. I think he'll chip in. He knows how he's happy to help Link out begrudgingly as well. So that when we get the money in, he'll help pay it out. So as soon as that's what do we get this time? It's 72 per character. So that would almost be 150 back next time if we got the same amount. So.
Matt. Been trying to waiting for you to take a breath for a second. I'll lend you 500. Is that all right?
Almost. I need a little bit more.
Okay.
About 550. About 550 in total, I think.
I'll lend you 500, and you give me 550 back. Can someone else lend you the other 50?
I can, yeah. We can split it if you don't want to go the whole hog anyway. But yeah, do you want another 100?
Don't mind how you split it, but whatever you guys want to do. I really appreciate it if you do. I'm not necessarily expecting it, but if we can do it, then that would be cool. It'd be beneficial, I think, for the party.
I'm happy to lend 500. So I'll do that. All
right. Call it 50 from me.
Cool. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. I'll put it on my bank thing as well that I owe you both, and I'll pay you back as soon as I can. So
you've got a good offer on the table there. I'm out.
Thinking of the kids.
Yeah, I can't see anything in the rulebook mod that says you can change spells.
Where did I
don't know. I did a search for the word spell for the whole rulebook just then. Just didn't see it anyway.
Where did I get that idea from?
I got a feeling that it was in Black Hack that we played the other day, but I can't remember. I'm not going to look at it now.
It just seems like a bit punishing to be if you chose certain spells at the start and then You never get to use them because.
Your character just die and you get a new one, so you get to do over.
But he hasn't.
Yeah. Everyone picks sleep and suture, and then you just move on, and eventually you'd end up with all 5 anyway.
Yeah. Right. So, what do you want to introduce the new characters?
That sounds fun. Can I just
do mine?
Just thank you everybody because I now have an AC of 17 for Link, which is awesome. So I do appreciate it. So
don't stand there fancy.
Just no one cast any of these spells near him again, okay? Got an anti-spell perimeter rule.
My new character is a dwarf ancestry. In his bio, I've written, Be-Bit a Ghoul, better known as Bug, is last of a long family line of dwarven bards, the ghouls. Other than music, his passions are gambling and drinking. Unfortunately, due to a lack of demand for entertainers, he has had to begin adventuring to make ends meet. He is small even for a dwarf, therefore his strengths are stealth and agility, sorry. And he met Neil at the keep and asked to join the party, and Neil enthusiastically agreed, saying, just what we need, another thief.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Oh, you've done a really good job on that. That's really good. Because I was sort of thinking, oh, it's another thief, but now I'm totally on board with it. It's funny.
Yeah,
it's great.
I really didn't want a thief, but it just didn't make sense making him anything else.
It's quite cool that you can kind of just like sort of style him towards one of the other sort of things, because I think Varyson's a bit more like an assassin or something, and like this is really cool that he's like a dwarven bard. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Nice work.
Do we get another rumour?
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Do you want a rumour?
Yeah. What do
you want a rumour?
Don't a rumour. I got that, Jake.
You want to? I have some limited life hole in the oak rumours, so maybe we should take one of those before they become irrelevant. So roll a d5.
D5. Right.
There's 5 hole in the oak rumours that I've handpicked as ones that haven't already been spoiled, I guess.
So what is it? It's roll. / roll.
/R space D. 4.
Just doing a thing for a test. Oh, cool. That's cool. Okay. Thank you. I always forget how to do it, so I'm just practicing.
Yeah, I forget every week.
Yeah, it's like really simple, but
so a water dragon lairs in a great submerged cavern is the rumor.
Water dragon.
Ooh.
Yeah, great. That sounds good, doesn't
it? So yeah, you hear that from some drunken adventurer who's like swears that it's true, but
who was?
Maybe that came from,
he heard it from some other adventurer who conveniently isn't here. So
maybe that is Bug who's heard about that.
Probably just a turtle or something. Yeah,
it could be referring to those like invisible lizard things, right? So
could be referring to anything. Yeah, that's the rumor we get.
It could be.
All right. So, are you done with your character, Tony? You still finishing it up?
I'm just dying. Apparently, I've caught cold in the last 10 minutes. When people started sniffing, I just started coming out in sympathy.
Oh, no. Can I just have? I'm just going for 5 minutes if that's right.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm going to take a 5-minute break anyway.
Okay.
Cool. I'm just taking a weapon.
If you don't go anywhere, talk about what you want to do next. But yeah, please take a 5-minute break.